WTIM.
And welcome in to WTIM, your information station. Time for our first segment of the WTIM morning show. Happens to be a great chamber chat with us this morning. Thanks so much to the live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. In studio, we have President of the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce, Crystal Baker, Executive Director, Linda Allen. We also have special guest, Sophie Robinson. She's the owner and creator of Sophie Robinson Media. Thank you all for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This first half, we're going to talk all chamber. So, Linda Allen, busy month for the chamber. How have things been in the past couple of weeks here?
Eventful. It's been very, it's been a learning process. We've been very busy. We had a great day with Miss Sophie over there. We've kept going with that. We keep learning from that. It's just amazing.
Really, really great to hear. And just before we even get into all that, a lot of things been happening out on the square. Journey in July. We've had vendors out there, farmers market. Were you involved in that journey?
We did the vendor portion of the farmers market of Journey in July, which tied in with on Saturday with the farmers market. So that whole square on the side was just full of bustling people shopping and getting produce. It was great.
Figured the chamber had some hand in that.
We're in there.
Absolutely. So upcoming now, you guys got some big events planned. Let's talk job fair, this big career fair here. Talk to me about that. Huge crystal.
So we were contacted by Ann Holiday with the IDPH wanting to have a job fair, possibly having it every 6 to 12 months. So it's going to be hosted with the chamber. So we invite everyone to join us for the State Employment Career Fair. It's going to connect state employers to explore job opportunities and gain valuable insights in their application process. Some of the application processes with the state of Illinois have changed, where you don't just take a test online anymore. It's more streamlined. So they want to give everyone guidance on how the new processes work. That's going to be held on July 31st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the chamber office, which is 108 West Market Street, second floor above U.S. Bank. There's going to be career counselors on site. Some of the participating agencies that will be there are CMS, DCFS, HFS, IDPH, IDOT, ISBE, IEPA, DCEO, and another IDOC.
Wow, there's a lot of
participating agencies. So this will be wonderful. Bring your resume. There's going to be a lot of different agencies set up there for you to stop at each table and get some information. So this would be wonderful for anyone looking for a career at the state.
Absolutely. It's very upcoming, 31st of July, and we feel like we didn't talk about this too long ago, but it's very important you guys are doing that this year. It feels just because of this change.
Absolutely.
About how much, it's really changed. We learned a lot from Ann Holiday that day, but people are really this is a good opportunity.
It's a good opportunity. And I think it's a good opportunity to teach people the new process, because the old process maybe was dated.
Yeah.
And I think that because of COVID, they changed everything. So this is a whole new process, and our job is to help teach everyone how to get there. So once you get your foot in the door and you do the framework, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, oftentimes the hardest part about these jobs is making sure you're applying the correct
right,
especially with these state agencies. So really, really great. One more time, date, time, location for this great state career fair there.
July 31st, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., 108 West Market Street on the chamber office, second floor above U.S. Bank.
Perfect. And all the things we talked about today, you can find it on the website, chamber, and Facebook. You guys get that updated.
Yes, and we will be working reception. It's going to be quite fun.
Okay, awesome. Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce smoothing these things out every single year. So that is really great to hear. Aside from the job fair, what else do we got? You're already talking chili pepper stuff right there. Well, what do you got for us?
It never stops, but it's always going. So on August 1st, we're going to be releasing the pageant, which goes very fast. So be watching our Facebook page for information on that. You have to sign up online, and you have to pay online. It's going to be first come, first serve, whoever matches up with the payment and the submission, and it's a numbered system. We take 25 in the category. Little Miss is the one that's a trigger one. That goes fast. So we have Little Miss and Little Mister. We have the Chili Bean. We have Junior Miss. We have Teen Miss. We have the Miss. And the Grand Peppers?
Yes. We're doing Grand Peppers?
I want to do Grand Peppers again. I don't have it on the form, but I thought that was so cool and fun, and I love that.
Chili Bean's fun. Is that a baby?
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it's a little cute baby.
Okay. It's really awesome. So you said something's going to go fast here. It's going to fill up fast.
That first part of the day is insane for us, and we might lock the door. I don't know.
It's going to be in-person signups?
No, it's going to be online. Okay. But the back end of the work that we have to match up everything is done in line or on office. in office and online.
Sure.
So yeah,
So one more time, where people can go to be looking for these.
watch on our Chili Pepper Pageant page.
Chili Pepper Pageant page. Okay, absolutely. And you guys keep that update. Do you have a date in mind where you're going to release that, or do you not even want to get
August 1st.
August 1st. You already said it. August
9
1st.
a.m.
Okay, 9 a.m. You heard it there, folks. Yeah, so be ready for that. That is the Chili Pepper Pageant, and there's so many categories. Please, one more time. Can you name off those categories again?
Little Miss, Little Mr. Bean, Little Mr., Little Miss, Junior Miss, Teen Miss, and Miss, and then the Grand Peppers.
Okay, for your Chili Fests these past years, we always worked in a pageant.
Have we always what?
Worked in a pageant.
Yeah.
Chili Fest,
Oh, the pageant's been there for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
In fact, Teresa Nelson can tell you that her child, who's now full grown up, was Little Mister.
No way.
Way.
Noah,
Yep.
Noah Nelson?
Yep.
That's absolutely amazing. How many more categories have you tried to add? This Grand Pepper one seems
The Grand Pepper is the newest one.
Yeah.
We really got that to go through last year. It was kind of an idea we played with for years. And, you have those crazy ideas, and then eventually somebody goes, you know what, let's try it.
Absolutely.
And we did, and it was great.
First time I heard that.
And I thought lining it up with the Grand Pepper was really cool. It was a cool play on words, and it's a cool addition.
Absolutely. So cool. And pageant, obviously, just one of the features out there at the Chili
It's
Fest.
huge.
Can't wait for it. Any more words on the Chili Pageant, Chili Pepper Pageant? There?
Just be watching.
All right,
Just
be
watching.
looking out there.
There are going to be rules that will be put in place, like when people contact us about what kind of dress can I buy. So for each category, there's criteria for each one.
Wow.
So like last year, I believe, and I am not the pageant person, so I'm not the expert in this, but sometimes they reserve like the long formal for the Miss because she's competed all these years, and this is her final one. So that's kind of like where those rules tie in.
Okay. Learning a little bit about the
It's a
decor,
lot.
the decorum at these pageants. Okay, so thank you so much there, Linda Allen, talking all about the Chili Pepper Pageant, August 1st, 9 a.m. Stay tuned for that. We do have time for that Wayside chat right there.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, so I was contacted by Wayside Farm WVUK Foundation. Their foundation goals are to offer free hunting to wounded warriors, youth under 18, and veterans. They offer Central A&M scholarships. They help out Assumption Historical Society in supporting Christian County, Macon County, and Shelby County communities. They're hosting an event on Saturday, August 17th at 10 a.m. They are going to have activities for kids and adults, safe shooting clinic by the ID&R staff, mule pulled wagon rides, giveaways. One of those giveaways will be a 2-person quail and pheasant hunt in Shelby County and a gun. Their goal is to get people there and educate them on the foundation. So we would really love people to join on Saturday, August 17th at 10 a.m. It's 2000 North 700 East Road in Shelby County, which is Assumption, Illinois.
What a really cool initiative that is.
Pulled wagon ride.
Yes.
That sounds fun.
There's a lot involved.
There is a lot
Lots of
involved
really
in
great
that. That's
people
really
and
thought out.
demographics involved and giveaways and all that. Talk to me about this partnership at all with Wayside. How'd they get involved with the chain?
So I have a good friend who does a lot of marketing for different companies, and she was just like, I see the chamber, they're always getting information out there. This is something they would really like the public to be aware about, especially, wounded warriors get to hunt this pheasant property for no charge. So that would be really cool. So she thought the chamber would be a great way to help spread the word for them.
Absolutely. Do they have a website or a social media that people can head out to?
Yes. So waysidefarmfoundation.org. They also have a telephone number here, 217-753-7385 to register for this event. It's not required, but would be nice to have a registration.
Absolutely. I'm really great. I'm super glad we worked that in right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like a really, really good time. So.
Really
And that's what's neat about all this is all of this, they contacted us. So here we are doing this.
We just want to help everyone share the word, get the word out there, and
Absolutely.
help these foundations and businesses and
make these shows just that
Successful,
much more
yeah.
important and successful. So we're really happy. Chamber is along with us today. Chamber chat. We have President Crystal Baker and Executive Director Linda Allen of the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. In this next segment, it's going to be all Sophie Robinson of Sophie Robinson Media. You've been listening to the WTIM Morning Show. We'll be right back, but our live stream is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. We'll be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
4-H means a year of fun and work, culminated with displaying their exhibits and animals at this year's fairs. Apex Clean Energy, our title sponsor for fair coverage, wants to thank the area 4-Hers for bringing their exhibits and activities to be judged in this year's fairs. You've made us all proud. A tip of the hat to our 4-Hers from Apex Clean Energy, growing a better future for local farmers and landowners in our local communities.
Chip Flory here, inviting you to join the conversation as we tackle the current issues of agriculture every weekday morning at 10:06 on the Talk of Central Illinois, News Talk WTIM. I host AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running interview show dedicated to discussing agriculture issues with the newsmakers and include you in the conversation via our toll-free number. We're here weekdays mornings at 10:06. We are AgriTalk.
Christian County businesses now have another way to attract customers and promote their brand. The Miller Media Group's new 36 by 72-inch two-sided electronic sign is now live in front of our Park Street studios in Taylorville. We're offering businesses the opportunity of promoting themselves to the over 11,200 drivers a day that pass our studios. Reach out to your Miller Media Group account manager now to get on board with this digital electronic sign advertising opportunity.
There's only one Central Illinois radio station that brings you the memories of the 60s and early 70s as you are cruising down the streets of your hometown. The dial position is 98.3 FM. The station is 98.3 WSVZ. From Macon to Vandalia and I-55 to I-57, cruising 98.3 plays the hits from early Elvis in the 60s to the British invasion of the Beatles, Herman's Hermits, and many more from the 1960s. Then we swing into the early half of the 1970s with artists like the Guess Who, the Doobie Brothers, and Elton John. Every song brings back something you remember about growing up. Set a button and crank up the station. Playing good time rock and roll from the Tower of Power Cruising.
Icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
With over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming weekdays and 2 hours on Saturdays, WTIM AM, FM, and online is your ag information station. Listen by tuning in on air or online and listen to WTIM Ag podcasts anytime.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back into the WTIM Morning Show, little chamber chat with President Crystal Baker and Executive Director Linda Allen. Now we're going to be speaking with Sophie Robinson of Sophie Robinson Media. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors. Before we move here, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Sophie, thanks so much for being in here with us today. I read a really cool story over our airwaves today because you got involved with the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. Tell me how that partnership formed, first off here.
Well, one day I got a message from Amy Hagan with US Bank,
Sure.
and she just was like, Sophie, I know that you do digital marketing, especially in Canva. That's like my specialty.
Sure.
And she's like, can I get some help with that? And I was like, okay, I can teach you a class on that. No big deal. So I went to her office. So I'm teaching her. And then if you know Amy, you know she always has a new bright idea.
Oh, yeah.
And so she was like, let's create a series with this. I was like, okay. So we're talking about it. We're like, who can we partner with? So the chamber comes up. So we're like, Young Leader Series, Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. Let's do this. So then it just started building from there.
Just perfect. Amy Hagan, good friend of the morning show here with the Taylorville Food Pantry. We're very familiar. So I love the backstory right there. So talk to us about Canva right now. It might not be a normal, people out there might not have heard of it, but describe Canva. And this is something that you taught to people in the form of a class with the chamber here. So really, really cool. What is Canva?
So Canva is like a digital marketing platform. It's completely free unless you want to upgrade to a pro version. There's also student edition. So like if you have an organizational email, you can access these tools. So it is a great tool to utilize, especially as a business.
Yeah.
So you can get all these free images, free templates, just everything. And then you can just use these post digitally. You can get them printed in newspapers. It's just an amazing tool.
It's a really, really cool tool. So you saw this Canva, you were really comfortable with it. And now this Young Leaders, what is it? The Young Leader class?
Young Leader Series.
Young Leader Series. Were you the first of this?
I was the first.
Really, really cool. So describe the day of the actual series. You were out there. How many people showed up?
I think there was 10,
12,
11. Yeah.
That's great.
It was a good turnout.
That's great. So you really started bottom up with Canva. You really taught them the
We
whole
did.
thing. What was one of the big takeaways of that day in Canva? You can
In
get a little
Canva?
specific. Yeah.
I definitely say grouping because whenever I went in there, people were like really set on like their templates, and we just went in. And then I was like, let's learn grouping because this is such an important tool to utilize. And so it prevents things from having to move step by step by step. And as Linda always says, you're taking 8 steps to 2, and it's just cutting down your time so much.
Absolutely. And for people out there, it's you described it really well right there. But if you got a picture in your resume and then you got some bullet points, you can group that picture and the bullet points together. They can all move together. And that's a huge thing you just described right there. Cutting out those 8 steps and making it into one. That is really, really cool. So how can people benefit from Canva out there? You kind of already talked about it, but there's just so many options for it.
I mean, everywhere from businesses to just personal use. Like if you want to, like you said, make a resume. If you're a small business owner, it's so great because you're not having to pay like a marketing team. So you're just being able to do it yourself. It's just something that is really great. Like students, for my computer concepts class, my freshman year, this is where I mainly like tapped into it. So this is how like I was able to be like, man, Canva's really nice. I'm going to start using this. And now throughout my whole high school career, I've used it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for the chamber, Sophie's set the bar pretty high here with this Young Leaders series.
Really
how did you guys experience it for the first time? How fun was that?
We just experienced it.
I thought it was fantastic. So I use it for my business, but there were things like I talked with her about grouping or changing all the text font at one time. It was so informative, and we're looking forward to a second series with her, a session with her.
Yeah, you could go Canva part 2. I'm sure you could continue with it.
For sure.
We will.
Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. We're teasing it right now. Sophie will be back out there. That is really awesome. But Sophie, you're kind of familiar with the marketing and the media, with the photography. I feel like we talked maybe on a CEO episode about your Sophia Robinson Media or something. But how has that been going?
It's been really good. I started doing it. Well, I started photography my freshman year with Tommy Photo. And then as I've gotten into my high school career, I've like started getting into more like niche places. So I created Sophia Robinson Media in November 2023, and it's just flown from there.
It's really great. What kind of events do you take pictures of?
I mainly do sports, so I'll do sports portraits. So I got to work with Addison Tarr.
Cool.
For her comeback season.
Yeah, wow.
And that was really impressive.
Big deal there.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, it's cool to have that that beat there. You're able to do that job. Really, really cool. That's Sophie Robinson with Sophie Robinson Media talking about her class with the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce, the Young Leaders series right there. Really, really cool. Talking all about Canva. If you wanted people to join up with the next series up there, what would you tell them about Canva or just about the class itself?
I'd tell them to definitely, it's a good thing to experience, like anyone can learn from this, whether you're a professional, whether you're just beginning, like don't even have an account, because whenever we started, I literally asked, does everyone have an account? So it's just like the first steps, but I definitely recommend using it.
Absolutely. And Sophie, you're involved in a whole lot of things over at Taylorville High School. You're a senior this year?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So can we ask you yet about post-high school plans? You got a lot going for you right now, but do you hope to continue this kind of thing?
Post-high school, I definitely want to. I'm going to go to Lincoln Land for 2 years. I do now. And then I want to specialize in digital marketing and communications.
Awesome. You said you're involved with Lincoln Land right now. You're taking advantage of those credit courses already?
Not yet.
Do you plan to in your senior year?
I believe so. Absolutely. Maybe summer.
Really, really good to hear. When we speak to LLCC, it's really great to hear all their options for those seniors out there.
Sure.
Really, really cool. And back to the chamber here. You partnered with Sophie for this first of the series here, but do you have plans with other than Sophie? Of course, we want to see a part 2 of this, but I mean, there's a lot of options out there.
Yep. We sat down after our first meeting and we kind of talked about other topics of interest that tie into business and promoting, and how other students could probably come in and teach us things and just go from there. We also talked about the fact that in the summer months, that's when we have the most time to be able to focus on that, because that's when the kids are free, because when school starts, it's busy. It's very busy. So yeah, we're just building and growing, but that was jumping in feet first and going with it, and it turned out great.
Absolutely.
We wanted to mention too, if there are any young leaders out there that have ideas that they would love to help teach chamber members or people in business, they could contact us at the chamber and let us know what they're into, and maybe we can make something happen.
How cool is that? And it happened really well for Sophie right there. So
chamber school.
Really looking forward to this. Yeah, this is going to be really, really, really fun. Sophie, if you wanted to plug, we're in the last minute. You want to plug Sophie Robinson Media for the people out there?
Yes. So go to Facebook and follow the profile Sophia Robinson Media. Same with Instagram.
Perfect. Easy to find right there. And the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. How can we find you guys?
On Facebook, on our website.
TaylorChamber.com.
Yeah.
Easy to find you guys as well. Well, Chamber, thank you so much for coming in today, and also Sophie Robinson.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sophie Robinson with Sophie Robinson Media, Crystal Baker, President of the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce, and Linda Allen, the Executive Director of that great chamber. This has been the WTIM Morning Show.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.